Yeah, I would say that is probably, and I'm going to let you elaborate on the advantages of RE/MAX and what they offer and stuff like that. But I would say that that's one of the big advantages of being in this office is that there's so much training and so many opportunities for people to learn and to get better at their craft, not only in growing their business, but how to operate in their business. And I don't think that is available in a lot of offices. I'll be the first to say on this podcast, at least, I'm not the first one that's ever said this, but like working here is not cheap compared to other offices, but it's worth every penny in my opinion. Like you're talking about, like you have a full legal department, like we can kick all that stuff up to the legal department. That's cool. I kind of forgot where I was going with this.
Well, I want to back up then. I want to back up to it's not cheap to work here. Because I'm actually not the most expensive game in town.
You're not. Nope.
But I do feel like for what we have to offer, we are worth every single penny that you pay into the company. Just from, the training to having a non-competing managing broker to compliance team to an IT department, a marketing department, whatever. If you need it for your business, I probably have it. Mm-hmm. So I think that, there's a lot of value into what is paid to work under this brand and to work under this company.
It pays for itself.
It pays for itself,
totally does.
and it's really, it's really probably a difference to most people. It's probably a difference of one transaction a year.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't get one more transaction a year working with a team like we have here, then let's reevaluate this conversation and go somewhere else with it, because that's super easy with the tools that we offer.
Sure.
And I don't think Daniel was necessarily going after, the amount of money that
No.
RE/MAX
But I
charges.
think I know, but I think that's a big misconception.
That's
that
the big
people
knock
don't
when people
understand.
come.
Yeah.
That's the hurdle that they can't get over.
But the difficulty is when you have something like, and hopefully we don't get sued for me saying
Bleep that out.
Yeah, can you?
We call them discount brokerages.
Okay, thank you very much. So discount broker
is not a discount brokerage. Their structure is in which where you don't have to pay into the system as much as you do RE/MAX, just because there's not as much
By
as that they offer.
$3,000 a year.
Okay, but we have to be very careful, Danny. We have to be careful.
You're not going to be able to publish any of this.
Yeah. So my question's not to hit on that raw nerve that's clearly been exposed. my question is,
it's just a code of ethics violation is all.
Right. So those discount brokerages from the backside, when consumers look at it, they don't really care or know the difference. But when you're a real estate agent and you have to stand in queue, or your avatar has to stand in queue on a digital platform until you could talk to a broker to help your question get answered, there's so many benefits that I see. People say, okay, if they're with the discount brokerage, they get to put more money in their pocket. Those people haven't experienced anything bad yet. Right? They haven't gone through something that says, okay, I need a legal team. I need a PD that's gone through stuff. And again, everybody can row their own boat and they can go their own direction. But I feel that those individuals that go that path haven't experienced it or seen the value on what a team can bring to you.
I think that, it's hard if you've never been in that situation, but I have found just from my experience that people can and will sue for anything. Mm-hmm. And being the realtor in a transaction, you are the big target if anything goes wrong. So if you bought a house and 5 years later the well dries up, it's probably Daniel's fault because he didn't do something during the transaction. He didn't tell me the well was going to dry up.
Right, an act of God.
So you never know, and people can and will sue for anything. So just knowing that if something like that were to happen, hopefully it never will. But I've, been through that process been through that process, and I know what it's like to go through that process, and it can really break down a person just mentally, just knowing that you have people out there that think that you're not good at what you love to do and what you're good at doing. It makes you question what you do and why you do it. And having that support and that backup behind you would make all of the difference in the world when you're going through that process. Just knowing you have lawyers, we have a person on our team, her only job is compliance. She just makes sure that our files are good, and she knows the process if there's any kind of problems, and she's, just very personable and very easy to work with, and she takes care of everything. So, she's amazing, and having somebody just for that on our team, I think makes the difference of one place to another.
It's time to drop names. Leanne.
Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you, Leanne. You're great. So you're probably not paying attention to my podcast, but that's fine.
I'll tag her.
You're too busy, with compliance.
She also cuts the checks.
She also cuts the checks. Yeah, that's.
Well, you also get all that comes with, what you like to call it, the red, white, and blue.
Right.
Which is worth its.
Yeah.
Weight.
Worth its weight in red, white, and blue. Yeah. No, I mean, how many times have you gotten a lead through people going onto the RE/MAX website?
Yeah. Or even just walking in the building because
they worked with a RE/MAX agent in California or whatever. Yeah. I mean, that happens all the time.
I think real estate and RE/MAX kind of go hand in hand. There's no question.
Kleenex and tissue. It's Heinz and ketchup. It's
It's just
it's liquid death and water.
50 years. Sponsorship
He's
alert.
really trying to get the Oh, we're all taking a drink?
Oh,
Cheers.
I only support the Bifano home team.
Okay. That's right, baby. Home team. All right, sorry. Red, white, and blue. So go back to that. What were you saying?
50 years this year of RE/MAX in real estate. That's pretty big. And any newer company, newer model, anything like that, just they can't hold a candle to that 50 years of real estate experience with the brand. It's huge, and it's worldwide. It's not just in this city, just in this state, just in this region, the United States. When RE/MAX is worldwide, everywhere, RE/MAX is real estate. That's has value in itself.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's other companies that have been around there for a long time. Century 21, for example. So what gives...
We'll bleep that out, too. No,
I
I'm
can't
kidding.
say
I'm kidding. I don't know. We couldn't say earlier.
brown,
So.
the gold and brown crew. Yellowish mustard.
I believe gold is
Bash,
the
bash,
color.
bash, bash.
No.
The gold jackets.
Right. So, okay, the gold jacket folks, right? And so how do we get to say RE/MAX?
What?
How do we get to say RE/MAX? That's
The balloon
cool,
people.
but the balloon people. Okay.
Yeah. The red, white, and blue.
I think you
red,
can
white, and
say
blue.
that. You're just not allowed to say negative. Or
I wasn't.
Yeah,
All I
brown.
was.
Yeah, brown and gold, totally.
So those other folks.
Stop.
Right. Yeah, stop. No, so they've been around for a long time, right? So there's been other companies that have been around for a long time, but it feels like RE/MAX and other companies, let's say Berkshire Hathaway, right? Those type of people are able to keep a fresh face to real estate, and others seem like they're dwindling into the past. How do you guys keep that going, and how do you keep that narrative going that it's fresh and it's new and it's all that, as opposed to getting aged out with some of the other long-term decades, that have been around for decades?
I think a lot of that, comes from the team that we have, not just the local team, but we are part of RE/MAX Gold, which is a network between, I think, 6 states, and I can't even remember how many offices. But then above RE/MAX Gold, which is kind of like our umbrella that we're under these days, we have RE/MAX LLC, which is a team of people that just keep that brand fresh, new, and alive. They are dedicated to technology and making sure that the RE/MAX agent has those tools with technology. We are adopting KV Core, which is a well-known program that, I don't know, do only realtors watch this or real people watch this?
Oh, yeah. KV Core is a contact resource management
Yes.
system. So it's just a way to keep track of your people and stay in touch with them and stay in,
It's like a CRM.
So it is like it does more than just a CRM, but so really what I was going with that is, so they've adopted that. We've partnered with them, and we'll be seeing that roll out to our offices here in the next month or so. So they do what they need to do to keep technology, to keep everything fresh, new, and updated. And our toolbox just from RE/MAX International alone is very technology oriented, because that's where it's at right now. That's where people are looking for houses. They're online. They're looking at houses. They find their house usually before they find their agent.
Yeah.
So RE/MAX realizes that, and in RE/MAX being real estate, they also know that chances are they're going to go to a RE/MAX website or the other place.
Yeah. I think that, like you're saying, that RE/MAX has done at least from my perspective, even from being here, is that they're constantly evolving and trying to figure out new ways to do better. Right. And I think that's, in order to stay alive in business, like, you always have to constantly be evaluating and evolving into the current times and things like that. And I think that's kind of where you were going with that. I think that's where RE/MAX is kind of, what they've done is they've evolved into that. I think the other thing that stands out to me, and we're getting really hard on the RE/MAX bandwagon, which is totally okay. But which
I asked Daniel yesterday. I was like, "Is this going to be a RE/MAX commercial?" He's like, "No,
no, totally is now."
He told me he had no idea what it was going to be. So
yeah, Nick Bailey better reach out and give me a job here pretty soon. Anyway, no, but I think one of the things that stood out to me when we first moved up here from the Venuti Group, was that RE/MAX was really focused, like a lot of realtors and real estate brokerages are, on giving back to the community. And one of the big things that I thought was really neat was RE/MAX Integrity specifically has this thing called the RE/MAX Integrity Foundation, where most of the agents in our office, in this case, donate a certain dollar amount back to the RE/MAX Integrity Foundation. And then there's a committee that looks over all those funds and gives them out to different nonprofits and stuff in the local community. And so, like, it's like, what was it, in 2021, RE/MAX Integrity Foundation gave back, like, what was it, like $2 million or something like that, or $200,000 or something crazy?
Sure, we'll own it.
That's a big difference. 200 and 2 million.
Really,
so
right in there.
Close your ears, Dan.
I know. As the lender, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah. What'd you say my prequel letter was? $2 million?
$200,000."
Yeah,
It's a zero. Just forgot. It's just 1 0. It's fine.
It's fine. We gave away a lot of money, people. Okay.
We did. So our former owner, Kevin Summerin, he actually put that foundation together for us, and it was really made for a way for us in each of our individual offices. We have 7 offices just in Oregon, more now that we're part of RE/MAX Gold. But it was our way to actually be able to support super local events. So, like, here we support Boatneck, and we support the Kids Dash, and we support hopefully the library very soon. So we locally in our office can contribute to that. Management also contributes to that. Ownership contributes to that foundation as well. And then those funds are decided right in our office where they go and where we get to support our local communities. It's just an awesome opportunity for us to be involved in where we actually give back. On a national level, RE/MAX supports Children's Miracle Network, right, which is a great foundation that is really just geared towards children. And so that we kind of modeled what we do with our foundation after that, so that we could give back on a hyper-local position instead of just donating to a national.
Terrific.
Yep. Very cool.
Yeah. RE/MAX commercial over.
It'll be back.
It'll be back.
I bleed the balloon.
I know. You bleed balloons? That's weird.
I know, it is weird.
Can you imagine? That'd be weird.
Great at kids' parties.
Kids' parties.
A hit, I bet.
And open houses.
Yeah. Just bleeding balloons all over the place.
Yeah.
Great.
Can you control that?